Hello and welcome to Day One Update. This is Auxi Klutch, and today I'll be talking to you about the new DLC add-on to Battlefield 4 called Night Operations. Night Operations is a new DLC that brings the darkness to Battlefield. It is one map. It is Zavod 311, and from the daytime version of Zavod 311, they have now added it into the nighttime version. And this is called the Graveyard Shift. The Graveyard Shift aesthetically brings the new sense of almost like an eerie or a zombie apocalypse type of feel to the map. There's this huge haze that covers the entire map, and when you run around in it, you really cannot see more than probably 10 or 20 feet in front of you due to the darkness and due to the haze and all the structuring. And when you're on the outside shift of Zavod, you know, it's all the trees and the hills. You really have this pitch dark feel to it. And you really don't know who's ahead of you, who could be beside you, or who could be behind you. So you really have to think more tactically, more stealthily than you've ever done before on Zavod 311. What you'll notice with the main structuring is those are all the lights, the spotlights, you know, and that is the area with the objectives, and you want to control them. So what you can actually do is in some areas you can actually shoot some of the lights to make it go dark, or you can actually, with the new weapon set, is that you should be probably preferring in this is the light sources. So when I talk about light sources, I'm talking about flares and flashlights. Now when you throw flares or flashlights, you can first of all light up the area, but what you're doing is, for any player that is using thermal or infrared, they are essentially blinded. They can't see across, they can't see anything, and you'll see some gameplay of myself and some areas where I'm actually completely blind and I can't see. And same goes with flashlights. When you have a flashlight, usually you shine on it, it blinds them, but when they're wearing infrared, it really intensively blinds them, and they will not be able to shoot you very well at all. However, on the flip side to the flashlights is you'll be much easier spotted when running around the map with a blazing flashlight going from end to end. Another thing to note when you're playing this map is your specific weapon setup. Now, when you come into this nighttime map, you kind of want to just shift your weaponry to be a little bit more long range, a little bit more on a safer side, precautionary. You don't want to be running and gunning, because you'll be caught in open areas where these players with infrared vision will be able to pick you off from quite a distance. And so what I recommend personally is using the DMR with infrared or night vision, because you can get those nice place shots on players that are probably across the map or in a very bad location, and they feel safer due to the night's cover. Another thing to add is a nice suppressor, because whenever you're shooting, or at least a flash hider, is when you're shooting, your bullets and your muzzle will be flashing and players will be able to spot you much easier. Another thing to notice is the vehicle gameplay has drastically also shifted. So when you are usually in Zavod 311, you're in a tank or in another armored vehicle, and you can usually hold your own. You know, you're running into the objective, you're killing a bunch of guys, and you see a guy's flanking you. You can see him, you can back up, and you can get away. Well, in this, since it's the cover of darkness, you see a notice and change in the vehicles as they're playing much more conservatively, and what you'll notice is they'll be kind of sitting in the back, placing shots, because the only way you can really see players is if you place some thermal on your vehicle, and it's a good change to do. But although you can see players, they can see you much easier because you have lights on your vehicle, as well as they'll be able to flank you much easier, as you won't be able to see them running up with C4. So what you'll notice is the tanks or armored vehicles be kind of outside of the objective firing in. It's much safer that way. So to wrap up this video, I would recommend to download the free, let me tell you again, free DLC for Battlefield 4. It is going to be about roughly 600 or 400 megabytes to download, so it's not too big of a size. It's definitely doable. I believe there will also be a Battlefield itself update, which I believe is going to be 3 gigabytes. It's kind of not good, but definitely give it a download. Try it. Get your teams. That you want to go in tactical. And go stealth mode. This is definitely the map to do it on. You'll have a blast doing it. You'll see that your shifts in gameplay when you switch your weaponry. You get all those guys that maybe run and gun outside or not doing so well in the dark, and you'll be able to pick them off. So I highly recommend downloading this, as I said before. So that pretty much covers it. Go ahead and see for yourself, and I want to thank you guys for watching. This has been Auxi Klutch on Day One Update.